Everyone knows the 8 members of the Smiling Critters, but what if there was a secret 9th member that nobody told you about? Introducing the Reject Critter, a toy who has hidden abilities, unlike any of the critters before him. And today, I'll be surviving 100 days in Minecraft as the Reject Critter, Brownie Fox, unveiling his dark past while growing into bigger and stronger forms. Will I be able to defeat Evil Catnap and rejoin my friends in the Playcare, or will I be lost to time forever? You'll have to watch until the end to find out. On day 1, I spawned into Playtime Co.'s factory as the 9th Smiling Critter, Brownie Fox. Standing before me was the corrupt Evil Catnap.
My, it looks like we had a little manufacturing error. It's time that I corrected it.
Suddenly, the ground under my feet began to move. I realized I was on a conveyor belt, being taken directly towards an incinerator. I tried to run away, but Evil Catnap used his blood slash attack to knock me into the flames. My health rapidly dropped as my limbs burnt away. My very life flashed before my eyes. My journey had only just begun, but I was on the brink of death. No, I refused to die like this. I limped into a small crevice of the incinerator and escaped the flames long enough to cling on to life. The machine powered off, but before I was able to catch my breath, a swarm of ruined Smiling Critters emerged from the rubble. What happened to you guys?
Join us, Brownie!
I took my chance to run away, while the ruined critters followed in pursuit. On day 2, I was being chased through the train station of Playtime Co. by the destroyed Smiling Critters. Unfortunately, my time in the incinerator made me badly damaged. I couldn't run fast enough to keep the critters away. I need to find a way out of here. Eventually, I found Elliot's Express and jumped onto one of the cable cars in hopes of making it out alive. I felt the car move off the tracks, and I began to ride towards the safety of Playcare. But out of nowhere, Bobby Bear Hug dropped down from the ceiling.
Where are you going? We just want a big hug!
The car shook violently around me as the Smiling Critters tried to get inside. I had been followed. With no other way to safety, I jumped from the cart and down into Playcare below. I landed into water, saving myself from fall damage, and ran into the playhouse to hide away from my ruined pursuers. What's gotten into them? I have to get to the bottom of this. Brownie Fox! I turned around and found Dog Day standing behind me. I had been discovered. Ah! Whoa! I'm not like the others. I won't hurt you. I realized I had made a grave mistake as the hostile critters walked into the playhouse. My screams had lured them right to me. Come on, I know a hiding spot. I followed Dog Day through the winding tunnels of the playhouse until we made it to a different place to hide. Care to explain what's happening? Evil Catnap wants to be the king of the Smiling Critters. You're the only one who can stop him. It looks like he already tried to kill you, but good thing I found these. To my surprise, Dog Day handed me my lost limbs. Wow, thanks, but how am I going to get them back on? Just grab that sewing needle over there, and it'll do the trick. He pointed me in the direction of a sewing needle. However, before I could get my paws on it, the floor opened beneath my prize, causing it to drop into the ground below. Crafty Corn ran out in front of me, and I realized we had walked into a trap. Run! On days 4 through 5, Dog Day and I were being chased through the tunnels of the playhouse by the ruined Smiling Critters. The corrupt toys were waiting around each twist and turn, and without the sewing needle, I was completely defenseless. I'll distract these guys. Go get the sewing needle. Dog Day pushed me down a slide, and I entered into another part of the playhouse. There, I finally found the needle I had been looking for. One of the critters came down the slide after me, but I used what little strength I had left to grab the needle before it was too late. Suddenly, my limbs reattached, causing my body to become even more powerful than before. I grew bigger in size, and my claws sharpened like blades. I now had 5 more hearts and new empowered claw strikes. The critter tried to get me, but I was able to knock them back with my new abilities, scaring them away for now. Whoa! I'm back and stronger than before.
But can your new little form endure this?
To my horror, Evil Catnap emerged from the shadows and filled the room with his red smoke. My vision began to blur as I was sent into a hallucination. On days 6 through 7, I was sent into a strange memory where I saw my younger self again with the other smiling critters. Am I seeing a flashback? I decided to get in closer to see what sort of lost memories I could recover. Did you hear? There's going to be an 8th smiling critter. Do you think it'll be me?
You? We're the smiling critters, not the frowning crybabies. That 8th spot is going to be me.
We'll see about that. May the best critter win. Just then, I snapped out of my hallucination, back into reality. Catnap and I were only rivals at one point. I have to remember what happened. I didn't have time to dwell on what I just saw, because soon I realized I was inside of a glass canister in the gas production zone. I knew Catnap must have moved me here. The machine stirred to life, and I looked over to see the middle chamber filling with red smoke. My chamber was next. I was about to be suffocated. I have to get out of here. On days 8 through 9, the red smoke was closing in, but no matter what I did to break out of my glass cell, it wouldn't budge. Don't give up. I'm coming to save you. Suddenly, Dog Day ran into the room and powered off the machine, narrowly saving me from death. He opened the chamber, and I was freed from the glass prison. Thanks for the help. One more second, and I would have been a goner. You got lucky, but it looks like Catnap is officially on the hunt for you. If you want to get stronger, you need to collect the lost toy fragments scattered all over Playcare. I'm up for the task. Just then, a swarm of junk bots ran into the room. Catnap had sent reinforcements to stop us. I used my powers to fight off the junk bots one by one, while I was still strong enough to take on a few of them, but more and more kept coming. It was clear that we were outnumbered, and I needed to do something if I wanted to win the battle. Dog Day, run! I ran towards the gas production machine and smashed it with my fists, causing it to self-destruct. The explosion blew up the junk bots, allowing Dog Day and I to escape while we still could. On days 10 through 12, Dog Day took me into the school, where we were able to hide from Catnap for now. Without warning, a horde of something began to bang against the door. Dog Day boarded up the exit to keep whatever was chasing us out. The first toy fragment is somewhere inside of here. Let's go!
Do I have 2 troublemakers skipping class?
Suddenly, the wall behind Dog Day collapsed, revealing the corrupt teacher, Miss Delight. She took my friend hostage and ran away. Hey, let him go! I chased after the two of them until I entered a classroom. The door slammed shut behind me, locking me inside of the room with Miss Delight and another toy I had never seen before.
You're just in time for the test.
Lava poured into the room, forcing me and the toy to climb onto our desks before we were scorched. Once the room was full, we realized the classroom had been transformed into a deadly obstacle course.
The first one to clear the obstacle course passes. The one who fails will face death.
On days 13 through 15, the toy and I were forced to race through the lava-filled classroom in hopes of Miss Delight sparing our lives. The two of us were neck and neck, both determined to win at any cost. Unfortunately, the pressure was getting to my opponent.
I can't die here!
In a panic, the toy tried to knock me off with a huge attack, but I was able to narrowly dodge it, allowing me to pull ahead. I crossed the end of the obstacle course and won the race by a hair. I had passed Miss Delight's test.
Bravo! Looks like it's punishment time for the loser.
No!
Miss Delight dropped the innocent toy into the lava, killing them instantly. You monster!
What did you call me? Naughty students get detention!
Suddenly, the floor opened under my feet, dropping me into the dark, unknown depths of the school. On days 16 to 18, I landed inside of a room where a long TV was sitting in front of me.
Welcome to detention. Here, I'll make sure you're punished for your actions.
The TV buzzed on, and Nightmare Huggy Wuggy popped out to get me.
Your flesh is mine!
I'm not going down without a fight. The Nightmare Huggy used his blood attacks on me. He swung his arms left and right, sending out blood slashes my way. I swung back and used my empowered claw strikes to retaliate, knocking him back myself. Suddenly, he summoned his nightmare powers from out of the ground that quickly came up and struck me from underneath. We were neck and neck, neither refusing to give in. The Nightmare Huggy tried to hit me with another powerful nightmare attack, but I was able to dodge it, leaving him open. I used my powers to knock him against the TV. The blow killed him, and a portal opened up where he had arrived. Looks like that's my ticket out of here. I jumped through the TV and escaped from detention, unsure of where the portal would take me next. On days 19 to 22, I appeared on the other side of the portal to find myself back inside of the school. I have to find Dog Day and get out of here. Suddenly, Miss Delight made another announcement over the loudspeaker.
Hello, students. Please all gather in the cafeteria for a special assembly. Attendance is mandatory.
I didn't like the sound of it, but it was my only lead. I reluctantly headed toward the lunchroom. When I made it there, I found Dog Day on the main stage, hanging over a grinder. Brownie Fox, help me! Don't worry, I'm coming! I ran towards him, but Miss Delight popped out of nowhere and began to launch projectiles at me.
You should be in detention! Die!
I dodged the attacks to the best of my ability. I went into the lunch line to create cover for myself from Miss Delight. When I found an opening, I sprinted toward Dog Day, making it to him and managing to free him from his prison.
No, you'll pay!
The enraged teacher charged towards me with her mace in hand. On days 23 to 26, I was under heavy attack by Miss Delight, who was in a frenzy. Get off of me, crazy lady! I fought her off with my slash attacks, and it was clear that with my bigger form, I was going to overpower her. Give up! You can't beat me!
Don't speak so soon.
Suddenly, Evil Catnap stepped forward and filled the entire room with red smoke. The gas combined with Miss Delight and turned her into a monster. That's not fair! I jumped at Catnap, but he vanished, leaving me alone with the mutant Miss Delight. She was able to use her new powers on me. I fought back with my claw attacks, but in her new form, she was far too powerful. She summoned these giant dark hands that tried to consume me from below, rolling in their own pathway towards me. They knocked me back, and I had to jump around to try and avoid it. While she was spinning, she swung her mace around to hit me, putting cracks in the ground while shooting sparks in the air. Just when I started gaining more control, she sent out bats that flew all around me and messed with my focus. I fought back as hard as I could, but she was so powerful. Her ghostly swirls were coming right at me in ripples, affecting my vision greatly. She had these dark purple energy missile attacks that consumed the entire room, making me have to fight her harder than ever before. After, she sent out a vast field of energy that sent me flying. I was struggling as new attacks from her kept consistently coming my way, catching me off guard each time. I can't keep this up. I'm not going to make it. Suddenly, I heard Dog Day call out to me. Brownie Fox, let her over here. I turned and saw him standing near the grinder. It's the only way. Hit her with another attack. Enrage her even more. Come and get me. The monstrous Miss Delight charged at me, but I managed to knock her into the grinder.
No!
She got grinded into a pulp. I had won the battle. Upon her death, the grinder spat out the first toy fragment I was seeking. I grabbed it, causing my body to transform into an even stronger state. I gained 5 more hearts and a new flaming ground pound attack. Suddenly, I got sent back into another flashback. On days 27 through 30, I saw my younger self and Catnap listening in on a conversation the CEO was having with someone else.
Have the results of the poll come back?
Not yet, sir. But once they do, we'll know who the 8th member of the Critters will be.
Excellent. We'll discontinue whoever the loser is.
Catnap and I were shocked to our bones. Discontinue?
You liar! You knew the smiling critter who isn't chosen as the 8th member is going to be discontinued.
Catnap pounced onto me and attacked with a flurry of swipes. What? I didn't know. There has to be a way to spare us both.
Don't act like you care. All of you smiling critters are against me. I'm going to make sure I'm the one who comes out on top.
Catnap stormed out, and I snapped back to reality. Our little competition turned into something more dangerous. What does Catnap have in mind? Suddenly, I heard a loud bang, and the smiling critters flooded into the school. They broke through Dog Day's barrier, and were coming straight at me. On days 31 through 34, I used my new powers to fight off the swarm of ruined critters that were rushing towards me. I looked all around me to realize that I was outnumbered, but thanks to my new upgrade, I was winning, despite having the odds against me. Is that all you've got? Suddenly, the room began to be filled with red smoke like before, causing the critters to mutate. They transformed into empowered states and continued attacking me. I fought them off as best as I could, but their new abilities made it tough for me to take them all at once. This isn't fair. I can't keep up. There's too many of them. Stand back! Suddenly, Dog Day unleashed his sun attack, creating fire in front of my enemies. The scorching flames scared them off, and they dropped a letter as they scurried out of the room. Protect the toy fragment in the counselor's office. I can't have that fox getting his hands on it. Catnap. This is a clue to the next fragment. I better check it out. Dog Day and I set off to see where our new lead takes us. On days 35 to 38, we arrived at the counselor's office and entered through the door. But I had a bad feeling about this. I feel like something or someone is watching us. Best not to dwell on it. I continued through the passes of the building, but I couldn't shake the feeling off. I turned around to see that Dog Day was missing. Dog Day, where are you? Out of nowhere, Evil Catnap emerged behind me. I ran away as fast as I could, knowing that I was no match for the towering cat. Every corner I turned into, he was standing there waiting for me. I couldn't seem to shake him off.
You can't escape. All of Playcare is under my control.
I thought I was done for until I heard a friendly voice. A passage opened right by me by none other than Poppy.
Over here, before it's too late!
On days 39 to 42, I escaped into the passage and closed the door behind me before Catnap could catch up. What are you doing here?
I came to help. Caleb has gone out of control, so we'll do everything I can to make sure you can stop him.
Poppy took me deeper into the passage, where I found a safe.
The next fragment you need is inside of here, but I don't know how to open it.
I took a closer look and realized that there was a spot that could be activated using my blue fire slam powers. I used my abilities on the spot and the safe opened. But to my shock, the toy fragment inside was being guarded by a wolf action figure. The action figure jumped out at me and I began to fight them off. He swung his mighty sword down, attempting to crush me in the process. I fought back using my empowered claw strikes to send him back myself. He was continuously summoning these large sparkling pillars from the ground, causing me to lose focus. I retaliated with my flaming ground pound attack on him. He jumped up and used his dark whirl powers that rumbled through the ground across the room, attacking me from below. I fought back with my own attacks, but the wolf was too tough. Poppy, get the fragment! She grabbed the prize, and I knocked the toy back into the safe, closing the door on him.
I think this belongs to you. Here.
Poppy handed me the second toy fragment, granting me 5 hearts and my new flame powers. I was once again sent into another vision. On days 43 to 46, I witnessed another flashback where Dog Day and I were playing together in the playground. This must be another memory. Thanks for playing with me, Frowny Fox. This is fun. I wouldn't have it any other way. We both ran forward, and Dog Day accidentally stepped on a pressure plate. The room filled with red smoke. I can't breathe. Oh no, Dog Day, hold on. I broke the source of the red smoke before Dog Day was killed. Catnap walked out, but he looked different, like he was losing himself.
You should have seen the look on your faces.
You almost killed Dog Day. What's wrong with you?
I'm doing what's necessary. I'm going to be the 8th critter, no matter what it takes.
He stormed off, and I snapped out of my vision. Catnap was spiraling out of control. This isn't good. Suddenly, I heard footsteps approaching. The mutant critters were almost here.
I know a secret exit. Go!
On days 47 through 50, I ran through the secret exit and made it through to the other side, only to find myself at home sweet home. I bet I can find the next toy fragment somewhere in here. Suddenly, Catnap's voice filled the room, but he was nowhere to be seen.
No, you won't. I won't let you escape.
Lava boiled up from below, slowly filling the room. I used the furniture to keep myself from falling in. Just as I thought it couldn't get worse, the room filled with red smoke. The oxygen around me was rapidly dropping, making it difficult to breathe. I have to escape before it's too late. I jumped from random pieces of furniture over the boiling lava as the smoke got denser. My vision was slowly blurring when suddenly I saw Dog Day stranded on the other platforms. Brownie Fox, help me! I'm coming, Dog Day! I jumped toward my friend, but when I arrived at the platform, he was nowhere to be seen. It was a hallucination. My vision blurred. I couldn't withstand it anymore, and everything went dark. On days 51 through 54, I found myself in a nightmare realm. Oh no, the red gas must have gotten to me. I'm hallucinating. Out of nowhere, a towering catnap appeared before me.
You're in my world now. You'll never escape.
Oh yeah? Take this! I tried to attack him, but I transformed back into my first form. Catnap opened the floor beneath me, and I fell straight down into a pit. I woke up back in Home Sweet Home. I was in my third form again. However, I was now trapped inside of a cage. I heard someone speaking in the other room.
All right, then. I'm leaving it up to you to slay Frowning Fox. Have fun.
Yes, sir.
The room began to shake, and I had to come up with an idea quickly. I broke the back of my cage and plotted my escape when the time was right. The monster broke through the walls and was ready to slay me. Bring it on, you alien toy. On days 55 to 58, I was face to face with the monster alien toy. He was even more terrifying up close.
Don't worry, Fox. I'll make this quick.
The alien toy opened the cage and prepared his attack. But just when he thought I was going to die, I evaded him using the exit I created. Nice try. I slammed the ground and landed an ambush on the alien toy for a big advantage.
What? Why you?
He quickly retaliated by slashing his enormous claws at me. But since I caught him off guard, his fighting was a bit sloppy. The alien toy leapt into the air and tried to slam down on me, but I ran around his feet, evading his attacks. I clawed at him with my fiery fists and slash attacks, dealing immense amounts of damage. He sprayed out heaps of poison that splashed all around me. I was able to endure the pain, but then he hit me with his claws, throwing me up in the air. I landed safely and kept throwing slashes at him.
Stay still.
Make me! I hit him with the blue fire slam attack and finally finished him off. He died and dropped the next toy fragment that I was looking for. Time to see what happened in my past. I picked it up and gained 5 hearts and an awesome new bite attack. As expected, I was then sent into my next flashback. On days 59 to 62, I was witnessing a flashback where I and all the other critters were gathered around the Playtime CEO.
I'm happy to announce the winner of our poll. The 8th smiling critter is going to be... Frowny Fox.
What? This is all of your faults, isn't it?
Catnap, calm down. I'm sure we can figure out a way to protect you.
No, you're all liars. I can't trust any of you, and I'm definitely not going to be destroyed.
Consumed by his rage, Catnap transformed into Evil Catnap. He began to unleash his powers and terrorize the facility, killing the CEO in the process.
You're next.
And just like that, I snapped back to reality. Oh no! Catnap was driven mad! I have to find another toy fragment and get the rest of my memories. Without warning, the smiling critter mutants arrived inside of the room. I braced myself for the worst. You can't stop me! I'm stronger than before! Abruptly, red smoke was released into the room, mutating the critters even further. They had amalgamated into one singular terrifying monster. I may have been wrong. With all the smiling critters combined, they would definitely be too strong for me now. Without another choice, I ran for my life. On days 63 to 66, I found a hiding spot within the playhouse as I heard the amalgamation walking nearby in search of me. This is bad. I need to get away from that thing before it's too late. I snuck around the playground, doing my best to avoid the monster. Soon, I caught sight of it standing still. It was blocking my path. I needed to find another way around it. As quiet as I could, I turned around and spotted a tunnel. It looks a bit small, but I'll have to try. I tried to squeeze through it, but to my dismay, I got stuck. I struggled in the tunnel as I heard the approaching footsteps of the amalgamation. I can't get caught. I used my powers to break out of the tunnel, but unfortunately, it caused me to fall deeper into another part of the playhouse. On days 67 to 70, I landed in a massive ball pit, saving me from any fall damage. Whew, that was lucky.
Are you sure about that?
Suddenly, something grabbed me and tried to pull me deeper into the pit. I used my powers to fight them off and climbed onto some debris before I was taken. What was that? I have to get out of here without touching the pit or I'm toast. I platformed over the treacherous ball pit, trying my best to stay away from whatever horror was hidden beneath me. Soon, I made it close to the edge of the ball pit, but there was no more platforms for me to jump on. Oh man, I'm gonna have to run for it. I dove into the ball pit and swam through it as fast as I could. While running, I heard the monster approaching, but I managed to leave before I was captured again. This place is crawling with trouble. I better keep moving. On days 71 to 74, I explored the factory in search of the toy fragment and found Dog Day hiding. Dog Day, I'm so glad you're okay. I am for now. Let's find that fragment and get out of here. He led me to where the toy fragment was, but it was being guarded by a scary-looking Cyclops bull. Time to show these toys how strong I've become. I confronted the guard and used my bite attack to start things off. The Cyclops bull summoned lightning all around the room, creating an electrifying atmosphere. Spikes appeared from the ground, piercing me from under, making it hard to maneuver around. He threw everything he had at me, but I matched the attacks. The Cyclops bull stood up on his hind legs and held me high up in the sky. Once I was released from his grasp, I fell to the ground and had to gain my footing again. Before I knew it, he swung his tail towards me, throwing me back. We traded blows, but neither of us were giving in. Suddenly, he turned the tide and cornered me. Stay away from my friend! Dog Day used a lightning attack to stagger the enemy, and I went straight for the fragment. I gained 5 hearts and a new flaming slash. I used it to defeat the Cyclops bull once and for all. Nice teamwork! Suddenly, I felt my vision shift as I was sent into another flashback. On days 75 to 78, I found myself in my final memory. Playtime Co. was in flames, and Evil Catnap was looming over the smiling critters, including myself.
If I can't be a smiling critter, then none of you will be.
He used his red smoke to corrupt the poor critters, turning them ruined. Everyone fell one by one, until only Dog Day and I remained. He's going to kill you! Run! Dog Day used his light powers, which allowed him to escape, but I ended up falling and getting stuck. No! I woke back up in reality and remembered everything that happened. I really was the last hope for Playtime Co. Suddenly, the amalgamation arrived and kidnapped Dog Day.
Join us.
Brownie Fox, help! Let him go, you monster! I chased after the monstrous combination of all the critters. On days 79 through 82, I followed the amalgamation into the caverns, but to my surprise, Dog Day and the amalgamation was nowhere to be seen. I know they're hiding down here. I searched the caverns until I found them looming far away in the distance. My anger overcame me, and I shouted at them, "Hey, you won't get away from me!" Suddenly, the cave began to shake. My voice had accidentally caused a landslide. Rubble fell down on top of me, and everything went dark. Soon, the dust finally cleared, and I realized that I was trapped under a bunch of iron ore. This isn't good!
And I'm about to make it worse.
Red smoke began to rise from under me. Catnap was going to suffocate me in my iron ore prison. On days 83 and 84, my oxygen was dropping like crazy. I had to escape the rubble before I was suffocated. I tried to break through the ore by the brutal force of my powerful fists, but it stood so strong that I couldn't even make a dent.
Keep on struggling. You will never escape this place in time.
No! There has to be a way to manipulate the iron. I just need to think. Suddenly, I got an idea. I focused even harder and began to heat up my flames. Take the heat!
No, impossible!
The flames burned brighter than they ever had before, and I unleashed a smoking hot fire attack. The iron smelted into ingots, causing the ore to continuously disintegrate all around me. Who needs a furnace when you have fire powers?
Curse you, Brownie Fox!
Just like that, Evil Catnap disappeared. I looked around and quickly realized that the amalgamation was no longer in the place they were before. I couldn't waste any more time, and I started heading in the direction they were last seen. Hang in there just a little bit longer, Dog Day. I'm coming to save you. On days 85 and 86, I continued exploring the caverns in search of my lost friend. As I walked through the sprawling tunnels, I spotted what seemed to be Dog Day running out of the corner of my eye. Dog Day, wait up! In a moment of hope, I chased after my friend. Just as I thought he was within my grasp, he turned a sharp corner, only to be met with a deep, dark pit. I stopped in my tracks before falling to my doom. Oh no! Did Catnap's gas from earlier get to me? I heard footsteps behind me and turned around to see what looked to be like Dog Day standing behind me. Frowny Fox, help me! Buddy, is that really you? Or am I going crazy? I hesitantly reached out to him, but he transformed into a terrifying psychic wolf. I had been too hopeful. I was trapped the whole time.
I have you right where I want you, pathetic fox.
How dare you pretend to be my friend?
I'll do anything for a nice snack.
You're terrible, and you're going down.
We'll see about that, you weak-minded fool.
The monster came after me with his horn attacks, and I braced myself for battle. I tried to fend him off with my blue fox slashes, but with my back against the bottomless pit, one misstep would send me falling to my death. I continued to try to push, but I had no choice. I risked turning around and made a giant leap, aiming for the other side of the pit. With my powerful legs, I was able to clear the jump, but soon the psychic wolf was right behind me. We began to exchange blows again. He began to spew flames at me, then lashed out with wild dark tentacles that blinded me and made it hard to hit him. The moment I was able to finally see, I leapt up high into the air onto a pillar, then jumped off the top and crashed down on the top of his head with a blue fire slam. I then continued to slash at him mercilessly. I couldn't forgive him for using my friend's image like that. Get out of my head! Using my blue fire slam attack, I was able to find an opening and slip by the monster, leaving him cornered next to the pit instead. Die! I used my fiery slashes to knock them down into the pit, sending them down towards their doom. This place is really getting to me. I need to find Dog Day and get out of here. I searched for another path and continued my travels through the caverns of Playtime Co. On days 87 to 90, I arrived at another part of the caverns to find Dog Day trapped with the amalgamation. Dog Day, hang in there, buddy. I'm here to save you. No, that's what they want you to try and do. They're way too strong. I can't just leave you here. I have to at least try. Be careful. I made my way over and clashed with the amalgamation. They really were strong. With the combined power of all the smiling critters together, they made a really tough enemy. I fought back with everything I had, knowing how much Dog Day needed me. The amalgamation blasted me with different abilities. It struck me with monstrous rays of lightning, shocking me through. I withstood it and swung back with my blue fiery attacks, intent on bringing it down. It reared back and sprayed me with a combo of magical breath and missiles of arcane force. But I wasn't going to let that stop me. I landed a powerful blue fire slam that caused them to stumble back and stand completely still. Yes, I did it! Watch out, it's a trick! That's all part of their plan! Wait, a trick? They used a lot of strength and tried to consume me, but Dog Day protected me from their attack, becoming consumed himself in the process. No! Dog Day was completely consumed and joined with the amalgamation. Please, stop us before it's too late! I had lost my only remaining friend. I couldn't think about it too much before they attacked me once again. On days 91 through 93, I fought the amalgamation again, only now with Dog Day being a part of them. I tried to fight them off, but with Dog Day as a part of their form, they'd become even stronger than ever before. I summoned my strength to try and land attacks, but they evaded them each and every time. No matter what I did, they were too fast. They used Dog Day's new powers that they had acquired to try and defeat me, which left me in extremely low health. The amalgamation threw every single power they had gathered from all the smiling critters, making it difficult to combat. With a swipe of their hand, they summoned arcane rain, magical projectiles, and even lightning strikes at me, every blow hurting more than the last. Then, leaping up, they came down with crushing force, bringing my health down even lower. All I could do was try to not die. They were just too powerful, but I had one last idea that I really needed to work. Dog Day, it's me! I know you're in there! Speak to me! All of a sudden, the amalgamation froze for a moment. Do it! Strike now! I realized Dog Day was fighting to give me an opening. I swiftly used my slashing flame attack to strike the gigantic beast down. It hurt, but I knew that in a matter of moments, they would be gone for good. Thank you, Frowny Fox. Find the final toy fragment in the toy store and make Evil Catnap pay. Don't let him get away with this. I will, Dog Day. I will. At last, the amalgamation died, along with all my friends. No! I was full of bitter emotion and vengeance, ready to take down the one responsible for all of this. Watch out, Catnap. I'm coming for you. On days 94 to 96, I arrived inside of the toy store in search of the box Dog Day had told me about in his final moments. Don't worry, I'm not going to let you down. I searched the shelves, but I had no luck. I noticed a shelf that was weirdly empty and a sign was in its place. To find what you seek, present the 3 gold antiques. It looks like like I have to find 3 golden toys. I scoured the toy shop and found the first one on top of a shelf. The second toy was inside of a locked chest. Luckily, I found a golden key and was able to open the chest. There's only one left to go. I searched everywhere, but I couldn't find it. Suddenly, I got an idea. I used the golden key I had found along with my fire powers to melt it down and combined it with a random toy. I created the 3rd golden toy I needed. I presented all 3 on the shelf and a secret passage opened before me. Time to find the final toy fragment. I went deeper into the store, continuing my search. On day 97, I followed the passage and entered another room. Inside, I found a new enemy waiting for me.
Stop right there, Frowny Fox. It's time you met your end.
Never! What is with everyone taking Catnap's side? Haven't you had enough of his terror?
Terror? You haven't begun to see terror. Catnap will show you and all the other playtime toys true terror.
Why? Why would he do this to his fellow toys?
You would never understand. You were chosen. That should have been Catnap. Really, this whole thing is your fault.
What?
That's right. It's your fault that all your friends are ruined.
No! I love my friends! In a rage, I launched myself at the upgraded employee. I wasn't going to let him get away with those lies. I started strong with some powerful fire slashes. This employee seemed to have some strong armor though, because he withstood my attacks with no issue, striking back with his multiple hands that packed a punch. With a swipe of his arm, he landed a series of blows that lowered my health tremendously. I jumped into the air to crash down with a blue fire slam, but he withstood it and fired back with a meteor swarm. I tanked through the attacks and continued my onslaught, intent on bringing my foe down. I focused on landing slash after slash on his form, turning each of my attacks into deadly powerful strikes. With each of my blows connecting, I was sure I would win this. He charged at me with another series of blows, but I expertly dodged. Then, as he tried to follow up with a meteor, I took the opportunity to rush in and strike him with another blue fire attack. Unfortunately, right as I was thinking that I would come out on top, he tried to pull an underhanded missile launch move and one-up me. The blow almost knocked me senseless, but I managed to withstand it. This was for my friends. You're going down!
You can try, Frowny Fox.
We continued to fight, and I could tell I had finally managed to get him low. Gathering all my strength, I charged forward one last time and unleashed my most powerful attack. Finally, the enemy employee was defeated. That was a tough one. Suddenly, a new passageway opened up before me. I had to continue on. I couldn't let Dog Day or any of the other critters' deaths be in vain. Time to get that box. Determined, I continued on down the passage. On day 98, I arrived in the next room to find the box that Dog Day told me about, sitting on a conveyor belt. There it is. I walked towards it, but the belt powered on. The box was moving towards a flaming pit of lava. I ran towards the box, but I thought I wasn't going to make it in time. I'm not losing this fragment. I used my powers to knock the box off the conveyor belt right in time before it was able to fall into the lava. I opened the box and retrieved my prize, granting me 5 hearts and new powers. I was ready to fight Evil Catnap. Thank you, Dog Day. I'll avenge you for everything that monster did to us. I walked through the hall, ready to face the final enemy. On day 99, I walked into the safe room, where the halls were covered in thick red smoke. I saw figures passing at the ends of the halls, stalking me, watching my every move.
Looks like you got all the toy fragments.
That's right, and now I'm here to stop you for what you did to me and my friends.
How can you stop me if you can't find me?
Suddenly, multiple evil catnaps emerged all around me. I didn't know which one was the real evil catnap. They all attacked me with their claws. Even though I was sure not all of them were real, they were able to damage me all the same. I fought back as hard as I could, using all my blue fire attacks and lightning powers at my disposal. But it was clear that as long as I was being affected by the red smoke, I wouldn't be able to win this battle. I could no longer be slashed anymore. I leapt up into the catwalk with a new plan in mind. Time to clear things up. I used my powers to break the source of the smoke, causing the room to clear up. I could finally breathe properly. All the catnap clones vanished. The real one was still in hiding.
I got you now.
He broke out of a nearby crate and attacked me. On day 100, I was fighting Evil Catnap in the battle that would determine everything. I ferociously used fire attacks, trying my best to fight back. Evil Catnap used his sharp claws and fangs to attack. He was by far the strongest foe I had faced. I tried to hold him off with my abilities, but slowly and surely, I was overpowered by his ferocity and size. We battled until our fight led us into the room he'd attacked from. I realized it was the incinerator room from day 1. He attacked me again, using blood slash attacks and needles to sap my health. I fought back with all the powers I had gained throughout my journey. Our attacks clashed one another, despite having the impending doom of falling into the incinerator. I tried my best to move myself away from the incinerator, but Evil Catnap was insistent on burning me, just as he did on day 1.
Looks like fate has brought us back full circle. I'm going to finish what I started.
We got closer and closer to the incinerator, and he continued to bite at me, nearly pushing me in, but I held on strong. As I fought back with my own attacks, I got an idea. Time for you to have a taste of your own medicine. I quickly flipped the script. I dashed right past him, getting behind him. I used my super slam attack and knocked him back into the incinerator, burning him just as he had done to me.
No!
I had won. The evil toy had been stopped. Yes! Forever!